Want to make a quick video on RPM and spin on your knuckleball and just kind of some context. So we did a knuckleball challenge and we had a kid throw a 93 RPM knuckleball. Now what does that mean? A lot of people think, well, a knuckleball has 0 RPM, but 0 RPM is not even really attainable. The lowest knuckleball RPM ever in StatCast history is 15 last year by Matt Waldron. Obviously this doesn't go back to Tim Wakefield, especially not to Phil Necro, guys like that. But 15 is basically as close to no spin as you're gonna see. At the speed that Matt Waldron's throwing his knuckleball in the, averaging kind of mid-upper 70s, but he'll get it into the 80s. One rotation is about 120 RPM. His average last year was around 250, 240, so about 2 rotations. So if you get your RPM tested on your knuckleball and you're 200-300, don't get discouraged. A lot of guys, oh man, I'm not throwing a good enough knuckleball. No, that's really good. And so keep developing it. Obviously, the lower you can get, the better. But if you're able to develop your arm, you're able to integrate the knuckleball into your arsenal, then you're gonna have a 200, 300, 400 RPM knuckleball. That's gonna be nasty. That's gonna be really effective. In fact, a lot of the top splitters and forkballs in baseball are at 300, 400, 500 RPM, and that low RPM range makes the ball kind of move erratically because as it spins a little bit, it catches seams, it'll move in unpredictable ways. That's why Roki Sasaki has such a nasty one. So we always tell people, when you throw a knuckleball that's not perfect, 400, 500 RPM, it can still be effective. That doesn't mean you're gonna throw it every time. If you're gonna throw it every single time, you want it to be obviously as low as possible. But for context, if you're gonna throw it under 200 RPM consistently, I would say those are gonna be dancing like crazy. Even 10-year-olds that I have that are throwing their knuckleball under 200 RPM, those are still getting a decent amount of movement at like 45 miles an hour. And so look at how hard you're throwing it and look at how much it's spinning, and you're gonna kind of get a better idea of where you're at with it. But if you're getting 1, 2, 3 rotations, a lot of times that pitch is already advanced and you need to work on good mechanics, developing your arm, and of course getting it better. But the weak point isn't necessarily, oh, I've gotta push it and take away my spin. Your spin's already pretty good. We've got to work on integrating it into our arsenal, and that's a big thing that we talk about in our program. I help guys with that, and of course we help them too with their grips, their release, things like that. Everyone's at a different stage. Some people come to us, they can't even throw a knuckleball at all. They're at like 800 RPM. We're able to get that down and integrate it in. So I've seen guys successfully integrating in their arsenal the knuckleball when it's at 400, 500, even sometimes 600 RPM. They'll get outs, use it as a changeup or as a splitter, and then it will continue to get better. So that's why don't wait for your knuckleball to be at 200 RPM consistent before you start throwing it, because it's just going to be more discouraging. Once you get it down to a few rotations, you can throw it for strikes, it's ready to implement. So hopefully that's some good context on knuckleballs. Look at Baseball Savant. You can do a lot of research there on RPMs, on velocities of pitches, and kind of get an idea of where you're at. And if this info is useful to you guys, please subscribe, helps the channel. We're dropping tons of knowledge on the knuckleball and other pitches. What we want to do on this channel is give you the best chance of success regardless of your velocity. Almost everyone focuses strictly on throwing as hard as you can, and for guys that just have that ability and build. But some guys, they are gonna have different ways of getting to college, pro ball, major leagues. And so we wanna help out everybody, and even guys that are throwing 90 plus, the knuckleball is their ticket. Like Kenny Sirwa, he got picked up out of going viral on YouTube and on Instagram because of his knuckleball, and he could throw in the 90s, but without the knuckleball, he wasn't even drafted. Now he's in AA doing well. So the knuckleball will help everybody. Understanding different pitches will help everybody, but especially guys that are overlooked, the knuckleball literally could be your answer. So make sure to subscribe. We're all over the place, and then you can DM me on Instagram. You can go to my website for more information on what we do and how we help pitchers.